Hey, Mike Hilly here, and thank you very much for watching this video. Now, what this is this is a basically a somewhat brief overview of the New You Life compensation plan. Basically, how you get paid in New You Life. Okay, now you're going to be excited because one of the things that I have skill-wise is the ability to make something complicated and typically make it simple. Okay, now regardless of what kind of background you have, I'm going to use the new school technology. I'm going to pop up stuff on my screen like you're going to look at right now. So you can see that I can walk you through each step of it, and I'm going to, when things get a little more where I think you need to learn it on a bigger scale or something simplified, we're going old school with the dry erase board because I think that's the best way that I understand things, and I'm a kind of a visual learner myself. Now, if you don't have the compensation plan, or if you're in the company, you can obviously log in the back office and get the compensation plan. But if not, you're welcome to go to a site called thisgelworks.com. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see a bunch of testimonials and videos and stuff like that. Scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see the comp plan here. You can just click on the image, and boom, that PDF will pop up. Okay, now real quick, because I think this is a nice little bonus I'm going to give you, because I've been in the industry for over 20 some years. I've recruited over 1,100 personals. I've built multiple teams in the tens of thousands multiple times in multiple companies, and it wasn't an accident. It's just skills that you figure out down the road. I did everything wrong for years and years and years till I finally kind of became a professional at this. But I also got enough nerd in me that I started to learn some things that I think are going to really help you. That you're going to kind of be a little more of a pro, and you're going to learn some stuff. Now, I kind of don't like to just listen to what people say on the surface, because in network marketing, no one ever exaggerates anything, right? People lie, numbers don't. So I'm one of those guys that's nerdy enough to go in and look at analytics, traffic, and so on. And I'm going to show you something you can use right now that you can kind of keep track of any company that might be trying to recruit you, or you're looking to show your company's growth and so on. Now, what I use is a software. I'm going to show it to you real quick, and then we're going to get into the comp plan. But for some reason, I've been trying to make this video over and over again, and I keep trying to think if I should show you this or not, but I figured I might as well show you this because it's kind of cool. But what I typically do is I want to know if I'm in the right place at the right time. Am I in early? Did I miss the wave? Is the company going like this, or is the company going like this? And again, people lie, numbers don't. So what I'm going to show you is the trick. I use a software called SimilarWeb. You may or may not know about it, but I'm going to show you how to use it real quick. If you go to similarweb.com, it's a free service you can use. You can upgrade it, get a lot more detail. But what I use it for is just to look at quick website traffic. What I use is the Google Chrome plugin. Let's go here real quick. So as an example, before I joined, I went to my sponsor's website, and I did all this stuff because I wanted to make sure. I knew that he wasn't probably lying to me, but I figured I might as well double check myself. But we're here at my website, Mike Healy, right here. You can see me. And then what I do is I use this Google Chrome plugin right here, and I click on it. And instantly you can see that it shows the actual growth of the website visitors. And these are basic estimated visits, and it's fairly accurate. Time on site and page views. Basically, this is the replicated site. Now, to me, knowing the traffic of a replicated site is pretty awesome, okay? But you ever heard of a company say we have 10,000 or we have 100,000 distributors in it? The question is, how many of those distributors are active? What I then like to do is I like to go to one more page, and that is the login page where you would send reps to go to check their organization, because the only people that are typically visiting the login are active reps, right? Makes sense? So I'm going to take you to the login page here. That's my username, my site URL. And you're going to see here that this one has quite a bit of traffic, okay? Again, on a steady incline. Now, you may be able to come back to this and see this. More than likely, you're going to see probably a slight plateau in this company, because I know they got back ordered for a little bit, but then they now have a pretty good spike, and I think you're going to see a couple months down the road here, or regardless of when you're watching this video, could be watching a few years from now and you do this trick, there could be a few million views on here, especially if they go global or anything like that. But anyhow, that's enough nerd stuff. Let's get to the comp plan. But I thought, hey, why not show people that, because it's kind of cool. And you can take, instead of taking my word for it, you can kind of look to see that there's some numbers here. Now, again, like I said, go into the screen, and then I'm going to use the dry erase board. So let's talk about the comp plan. First and foremost, you're going to have to learn a little bit of the lingo. Lingo is real simple. You're going to learn what personal volume, group volume, and so on. All that's going to do is it's going to explain the PV, GV, throughout this compensation, that's what these definitions mean. Personal volume is X, XYZ, and so on. 5-week rolling period. And the team structure, basically how the team structure works is it's a binary comp plan. Binary means two, means you have two legs and you can basically just stack people down, 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 down. Okay, so it's not necessarily a plan that's structured. The reason I like binaries is I've done very well on binary compensation plan because one, I have the ability to recruit and spill people under people, but two, most importantly, is it builds that fear of loss for people. You know, there's two big components when people are doing any kind of business or doing anything. One is fear of loss and one is desire for gain, but fear of loss is probably outweighs the, you know, it's like 80-20 over the other one, okay, over gain. So people like to use these. I, in fact, used the binary concept one time to build a unilevel comp plan made over, I think it was like 1.2 in that one. So it was kind of cool. But anyhow, this one right here, this page, typically your basic, you know, understanding your abbreviations and so on. Now let's talk 5 ways, real simple. What I like about it is 5 ways to earn is you've got retail customers. Now understand that what's nice about how a good comp plan should be structured, and I do believe this is a very good comp plan, is the fact that you should always, your comp plan, your company should be rewarding people at every level for the right activities, because what you reward is repeated, and you want people doing the right activities. You want people being able to get compensated to gather customers first and foremost, because that's how all commissions are paid. You're never paid on recruiting ever, in anything that's legal. Okay, you're always paid on product or product sales and consumption. Okay, so real simple, you understand it. Now I don't have to go through a lot of this, and I'll get to the dry erase board in a second. But with the retail customer stuff, you're looking at 100 PV for basically any of the packages, that, you know, the single packages with the single products. The cool part is they're going to pay you out $45 on 100 PV volume if they buy the 169 as a retail customer, and they're going to pay $25 if they're an auto ship customer, because it's a little less that came in. Okay, so real simple, and again, you can read these examples here. Now let's go down here, the team acquisition bonus. Okay, like I said, you're not paid, you're only paid on product sales, but they have a thing on here called, the team acquisition bonus. It's similar to what you would, if you're familiar with networking, it would be called a fast start, basically how you quickly get paid and make some quicker money. Now, what you're going to look at here is based on the size of the order. The qualifying volume would be basically volumes that help you get your ranking up, okay, how you get qualified. PV volume is personal volume. This is the volume that you will be paid on. So anytime, you always want to understand what the difference is. Qualified just means how I'm going to get promoted. PV, or personal volume / team volume, is what I'm actually going to get a check cut on in most cases, okay? And you can look at the prices on these and then what the tab bonuses would be, okay? So if somebody comes in for these packages, basically they became a rep. You can see here they got the membership along with the product. Okay, that's why that price is a little higher than than we were just covering up here. That's the difference here. Your bonus would be that based on your qualification if you are like an active distributor. Active meaning, you're in the company, you signed up as a representative, you paid that extra $59 and then you got going, okay? Now, the other thing we're going to talk about, let's talk about this, is team commission paid weekly. The team commissions, which are paid weekly, that has to do with the binary, okay? So now we're going dry erase board here for you a second, okay? Because sometimes binaries can get complicated in a lot of people's heads, but I'm gonna make it real simple for you so you understand it, okay? So, and I'll probably zoom in of the view here so you can see it real good. Now with a binary, basically, all it means is basically you're at the top when you join, okay? Now if you've joined and you got into somebody's what they call a leg and they start putting people in, you can have people fall down underneath your organization or in your group that will qualify you with QV, okay, because it's qualifying volume, and some of that is going to be towards your personal volume, which is what you'll be compensated on. But I'm just going to show you, let's say you're the first person in the company, because there's no guarantee in spill, but you know what I'm talking about here. Now what a binary is basically your objective is to build out what they call two legs, okay? So you've got a left leg and a right leg. We'll make it real simple, LR, left side, right side. And now what happens is when you place these people down here, What you're looking at, and let's go over to the computer again, is you're looking at what they call cycle bonuses, is how they're paid. You have a greater leg volume, that's what GVL stands for. You have the whole group volume would be 600 on your bigger side of your leg, and LVL, which is lesser volume leg, 400. So if you have, as an example, back to the dry erase board, so if you had some people that came in over here that did this, some people over here, let's say you have 600 in volume there, 400 in volume here, that's what's going to pay out that $40 cycle for you, okay? So you basically got that. Now, what happens is once that cycle, once that triggers that check, basically, as the commissions roll, then what happens is any new people that would have come in, maybe you have more people now that start coming in on this side, that volume is going to what they call bank, or basically start to accumulate again, or roll over, whatever phrase a lot of people like to use. So it'll add up. So maybe you had 500 or 600 new volume coming in over here, and maybe a little less over here. This leg this week might be your bigger leg, your greater volume leg, and this one could be your lesser volume leg. Okay, so it'll go back and forth a lot of times when you're getting started. So you really, don't necessarily know if you're got an organization that starts to grow. Okay, so that's that. Now let's go back over here to the comp plan. Real simple, left side, right side. You want to start putting people in as fast as you can. Now, the other thing that I think is really, really awesome, and we're going to go here, is talk about the coaching bonuses. Now with the coaching bonuses are really, really cool, because with the coaching bonus, it's kind of like an additional fast start of people that are putting people in down in your organization that has to do with enrollment, the enrollment tree, okay? Now this is kind of the only other major thing that you really want to understand when you're building a binary that has a binary team building bonuses, and they have some kind of unilevel enrollment tree compensation. And I'm going to just try to make this simple for you, okay? So we're going to use you in black, okay? And you've put in these people right here. And you've got, not only did that, but you had somebody above you put somebody in here, they put somebody in here, and they put somebody in here, and then you put another one here, and you put another one here. So if you look at it, in the blue, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people that you personally enrolled. So you basically, these are all 1, 2, 3, 4 personally enrolled people, but they on your unilevel are just on your first generation, okay? First generation. So if you look at what the coaching bonuses are, based on the fact that if you get to the level of coach, which is not super amount of volume, not super hard to do, you're going to be eligible to start receiving more bonus money based on your full organization, okay? So as an example, let's say you were a coach level, okay, and you put a guy in right here, okay, this guy right here, and you were eligible for it. Not only would you personally make the fast start, the tab bonus, but you could also potentially make the coaching, you'll be making the coaching bonuses in addition. But let's say this guy brought in his very first guy. So this is 3A right here. 3A basically represents your second generation in enrollment that somebody put in. Now what's cool about that is if you're a coach level or higher, you're eligible now for another fast start or tab bonus based on this guy being somebody in your unilevel as far as enrollment. So it's a really, really good way to get some of those weekly checks that kind of keep you fed while you're building your residual income, okay? So let's kind of scroll down here real quick. We're going to look at this, and then I'm going to not take too much longer on here. I don't want this to be forever, but I'm just going to give you some basics, and then I'm going to give you some tips and strategies maybe here at the end. But what I would look at too is the matching bonus, which is paid weekly. So we're going to start over again because I like to start from scratch so I don't confuse you. But what matching bonuses are some really, really good money if you learn this. Now this is why I would highly recommend that you keep sponsorships in most cases, but you just keep recruiting. This is why I make so much money typically in binaries, is I recruit, get a whole bunch of personals, and they kind of go in here into the organization. Okay, so as an example, I start putting people down here. So this is here, and I drop a guy here, drop a guy here, drop a guy here, drop a guy here, drop a girl here, and so on, right? So these are all people that are personally enrolled. Now, how matching bonuses work is this, is you've got this person right here. Let's say this person's been in and hasn't really done anything for a while, but they were somebody you personally enrolled. What happens on a matching bonus now is now they've got some volume in here, and let's say they dropped a couple down here themselves, but then they start building out their other side. So if you ignore this, you see that this person has a left side and a right side themselves. They have a left side and a right side themselves. What happens then is this person is now going to get the binary bonus, basically the team cycling bonus. And when they get that check based on the level, so let's go back to the computer here. So if you were just a coordinator, basically, or a coach, okay, on the matching bonuses, you can see they go up based on generational. You're going to now make a percentage override of whatever check that person gets. Okay, so if that was somebody you personally enrolled, make it simple, and their check was $1,000, hypothetically, you would make 10% of that, or $100 on their check. Now let's say this person had sponsored this person and dropped them there. Okay, so this person is actually attached to this person. This would have been your first person that you dropped in, but based on the enrollment, this is your second generation on enrollment, and let's say this person went out and started putting some people in, and they actually cycled, and let's say they got $1,000 check. Okay, if you were a coach, you would actually make a 10% on that. Okay, and you can see if you're a coach or higher, you would actually make 10% check match on that. So you could actually be check matching this person and this person. And guess what? If you get qualified, you can start going through that, and they have 7 generations of check match. Now, I might say something a little controversial here, but if you think about it, it's probably, if you study it out, and like I've done these things, it's probably true. The binary bonuses, actually, they have a cap on them. Basically, you probably won't make more than $20,000 a week, because you can only cycle, I think it's like 417 times. It's actually in the comp plan here, which is not a bad thing. But I think you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of people that could make potentially more money than that, due to the fact that they have a bigger enrollment tree scattered throughout, and they've got people that are also getting checks. So they might be making a lot of money on the binary bonuses, but these other bonuses are going to really put them over the top, and so on. And it's just a great incentive for helping your team, because that's the nice part about a matching bonus, is it's not just about you, it's about you helping the people that you've brought in, and they've brought in, and working with them so that they start getting checks, and so on. So that's why it's a really, really cool thing to have a check matching bonuses. And these are actually fairly lucrative. And from what I understand, pretty sure this is accurate as well, this is a 7-level based on enrollment. So regardless of where they're structured in your binary, down the sides, it's also dynamically compressed, meaning if somebody was down, generation-wise quit, and they had somebody that was down here was really, got promoted or whatever to this high level and making a big check, if this person quit, that level doesn't just disappear. Okay, it kind of makes sure they always are paying out 7 generations of check matches. So really, really cool. So let's go back here just real quick. Matching bonuses. Now, the other thing, they've got a car bonus program. I'm not going to go into that. You can read that. It's real simple. But last thing down here at the bottom is ranks and qualifications. If you look at this, if you just go in here and look at it, these are really just basically the goals that you're going to want to hit. As an example, coach has a lot of benefits to it. That's the one I would really highly recommend you just target, go after. Because if you get the coach, you're pretty much got enough team momentum, volume, that you're probably going to start to see some decent growth there. And it's not super hard. It says 10,000 in group volume on your lesser side. Okay, basically your group volume could be from people you put in yourself, or people they've put in, or even potentially people that have come from other people above you that may have dropped legs in there. Okay, and that's really, really simple. So you want to do that. Now, last thing, and we're going to be done. Hopefully you enjoyed the video enough that you're watching to this point. But kind of the last couple things I would tell you when you're looking at this is with this compensation plan, you have a 48-hour holding tank. So when you actually enroll somebody, they're going to go into your holding tank. You can place those people in strategic locations to maybe help people, or if you know somebody's just got in as a key leader and they're going to be putting a bunch of people in, it might be able to, it might be a cool thing. You take this person, place them down under that person, so maybe it'll help them get some spill and so on. But like I showed you earlier, the company's fairly new, regardless of what time you're watching this. It's a simple comp plan, basically left side, right side, put as many people in as you can, share the opportunity, share the product. The websites are great. All the tools out there. There's a lot of great leaders out there that are doing some great things, and it is starting to attract a lot of people. Now, the last thing is, one of the reasons that I think that this is really going to be something big is I'm 50 years old. I know I look in my 20s, but anyhow, I'm 50 years old, and I could definitely tell things have changed over the last 10 years from where I was physically. Just your muscle tone and so on, and you're getting older and things are hurting a little bit, a little more. This product, there's definitely some merit to it. You can look at all of the people that are looking into the anti-aging, the homeopathic stuff. And the problem is, a lot of people are looking into some of these harmful drugs that are out there and so on. And I really believe that this is a good product that people are really going to enjoy. And more importantly, so it's going to be product first in a lot of cases, I believe. But you're going to see that a lot of people are going to come on board for this, for not only product, but they're going to get compensated heavily for making this thing happen. So if you like this video, thank you. Please comment below. If you got questions, something you're not clear on, maybe I can make another video on it. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, put it out there. Really appreciate it. And hey, if you'll do today what others won't, you will live tomorrow like others can't. Thanks again. My name is Mike Healy, and I'll see you at the top. Thanks.